Hello, dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and this is episode 6 of the Vocal About Visuals podcast. This is the second pod of the three-parter mini event covering the first 3 Conan movies in the order of their release. The movie's name is The 14th Target, and without any further ado, let's jump right into it. In the previous episode, where we discussed the time bomb skyscraper, we saw that a past case of Kudo Shinichi had come back to haunt him. In this movie, it is in fact a past case of Mori Kogoro that has come back to haunt not just him, but every poor soul who has ever had the misfortune of being acquainted with him. As usual, I'm not going to be spoiling the entire movie for you guys, but I will give you a brief of what the movie is about. A serial killer with a really cool name, Murakami Joe, has been released after spending a decade in prison thanks to Kogoro. And he is out to make Kogoro pay by murdering not just him but everyone around him, provided they meet a certain criterion which comes courtesy of the Japanese language. This was a very middling movie in my opinion. The plot is definitely interesting, but the way it is scripted and executed is a letdown. There is no zip in the storyline. However, it does pick up towards the end, but for a very large period in the middle, the pacing is, well, for the lack of a better word, a bit slow. You could have made this movie a lot crisper, but maybe the writers decided that a gentler pace might be more suitable in order to present the film as both a pleasing kids/family film and a mystery film. As I mentioned before, the movie really gets going in the last half hour or so, where all the pieces of the mystery fall in place and reaches its culmination in a big action set piece, which is a staple of all Conan films. But even with the finale action set piece, the writing and the staging is surprisingly conservative. Now, I was ready to give this a pass because it is only the second movie of the franchise, but then I remembered how great, gripping and tension inspiring the climax of the first movie was. So like everything else about the movie, I'm leaning more towards classifying this being middling. On the whole, I think I feel a bit aggrieved by the movie because the promise of the plot is squandered by the execution. Coming to the characters, honestly, there is not much that is remarkable when it comes to how they are written. Conan himself, who generally is among the best written characters, has an average outing. He does not find himself under any serious threat from the culprit for majority of the movie, except in the climax sequence. And even here, in the final action set piece, you don't really fear for his life. The detective boys don't have a meaty role in the movie, and Haibara has not yet made an appearance in the Conan universe. Kogoro and Eri, Ran's parents, are in the movie though, and Ran remembers a traumatic incident from her childhood which makes her doubt her father. I like the fact that in the movie, Kogoro is redeemed in the eyes of his daughter because, thanks to Conan, at the end of the film, Ran realizes that she had in fact misunderstood her father. None of the other minor characters do anything that is remarkable that makes you go, whoa. But then again, that's the case with the major ones as well. On the whole, none of the characters are bad per se. They are just middling. For me personally, the 14 target is largely off target. Maybe this is because I always expect a lot from this franchise. This, combined with the fact that a promising plot has been executed averagely on screen, leads me to believe that this was a missed opportunity. See what I did there? Target, missed. Anyway, bottom line, this movie is a decent watch if you have no prior expectations and are experiencing Conan for the first time. However, if you are indeed a fan of the franchise and have been exposed to some of the brilliant stuff that has come out of this universe, then you might feel a bit underwhelmed or even a bit disappointed. Not a bad movie, just an average one. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast. And thank you, my dear listeners, for listening.